Okay, we are almost ready. We're almost there.
Valerie, do you want me to continue to let people in just throughout the whole event? Is that how you want to run it?
Can't hear a thing you said. Was that Nicole?
Oh, that was me. Can you wait? I'm connected. Yeah. Can you hear me now? Or what is wrong with can you guys hear me?
Okay, now I got to
I
figure out
heard her. Can you hear Elizabeth now?
Can you hear me now? Because
I can hear you.
I can hear.
Valerie?
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
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 Okay, all right, we're gonna get started, y'all. Knock on wood, cross your fingers. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you for your patience as we've tried to navigate some of these technical blubbers. Welcome, everyone. My name is Valerie Lewis. Most of you know that already, and this is the Manifestation Power Hour. Let me try to get myself situated just a little bit better so I can see my notes. All right. Okay, so first of all, I know that we have some guests from the Awkwardly Zen gang. Hello and welcome. And I think there might even be a few people in the audience who actually purchased a ticket for this event. But I do want you to know that this is Tarot Unicorns and Coffee. This is something that we do within the Tarot Unicorns and Coffee membership every month. My mission activation every month at the beginning of the month. Give me just one moment because I realized one thing I need to do here is get off my home Wi-Fi and get on my phone's data, or we're gonna have the same problems. So I should be reconnecting.
I'm guessing this is the reconnecting aspect. Look at that light behind Valerie. That's so cool.
I was just looking at that. It's like this peaceful, beautiful bird on her face coming through or something. It's wild.
That's a message. I know that's a message. I should take a picture.
Yeah.
It does look like a bird or a plane. Oh, there she goes. I'm going to cut my video and see if it helps, but I'm still here.
Maybe.
I cut my video to see if it helps. Your audio isn't good. Can you hear me? Shit, she might not hear me.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. I can hear you, but you're still cutting. You're a little wonky. And you're still freezing.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully that gets better. What about now?
Yeah, it looks good right now. Yeah.
Let me do this. Is that better?
A bunch of us were cutting off our screens to try to help you too.
Okay, yeah, I don't think it's my internet connection, so we'll see. That might help. I don't know. Everybody can hear me now though, right?
Yeah, you are still freezing up, but yes.
Yeah, there still seems to be a little bit of a lag. We're gonna forge on. Good Lord, I've hit every roadblock today. Maybe I need to work on my manifestation. Okay, as I was saying, within the Tarot Unicorns and Coffee membership, we do this once a month. It's called a manifestation activation. Each month we focus on a different theme, but it's all manifestation based. So with
Valerie, if you can hear me, you froze. There's probably a lag until it gets through. I guess I'll just put my video back on. Y'all like my bunnies? I'm just going to talk because I can't stand the silence. I just had this horrible thought that she's frozen for y'all too, right?
Yeah, she's frozen.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was.
Oh, wait, now she's on something different.
Hey. Oh, now we can't hear you because you muted.
We can see you now, but we can't hear you.
I'm going to try it here.
There we go.
All right. It's about, so this month we're talking about sustaining that abundance that we activated last month and making it stay, giving it some stability so that it's with us long term. So tonight I'm going to be sharing some teachings on abundance, but most importantly, this is an energy activation. This is a frequency shift. And tonight we're shifting our abundance into amplification and overflow. Tonight's event is interactive, so I will be asking you to share and participate over in the chat, and also some group activities that we'll be doing together. And this is a fast-paced event. If you can't tell already by the way I'm talking, it's meant to be just 1 hour of intense activation. So, but hopefully I will be able to leave some time at the end for questions or comments. But in the meantime, during the presentation, feel free to put any questions that you might have over in the chat, and I will try to keep an eye on it and get to it as I can. And hopefully our internet connection stays stable. All right. Let me just make sure. We had a lot of people drop off, and hopefully they will come back in. All right. Okay, so before we dive in, let's take just a quick moment to bring ourselves all fully present in this moment. I invite you to drop your shoulders, unclench your jaw, close your eyes if that feels good for you. We're going to take 3 deep breaths together. This first breath, we're going to inhale through the nose, calling your energy back from the day. And an exhale out through pursed lips, letting go of any distraction. Again, on this next breath, inhale and receive what's meant for you in this moment. But once that crisis passes, the flow stops and you're back to square one. It feels like every month you're starting over again. Anybody feel that? You are living paycheck to paycheck. That's a lot of us right now. How about you use affirmations, rituals, or journaling, mostly when you're stressed or desperate or trying to fix something, treating manifestation like a lifeline instead of a co-creative process. You manifest deals or discounts instead of full abundance. Or maybe you're gifted free stuff instead of the money to just buy what you want without restrictions. Anybody do that? Now, this is not saying that these manifestations are bad. Stay with me, though. How about you only allow yourself to ask for what seems realistic, nothing too big, nothing too out there, and you call it being practical or responsible. Oh, I don't even like saying that word. Even if it's not about manifesting money, sometimes you manifest just enough time to finish the project, waiting until the last minute, right before the deadline. Or sometimes you do manifest just enough energy to get through the week. Thank God for coffee. And then you crash on the weekends, or you become comatose all weekend long, waking up on Monday just to do it all over again. It's that just enough feeling, that just getting by feeling. And all of those examples, I call them just enough manifesting. Now, all of those scenarios have their root in scarcity. Yes, you can absolutely manifest from any state, including scarcity. But it feels oh so much better when we can manifest from an abundant state. And that's when we can actually tap into that overflow. So that's definitely what we're going to be talking about tonight. How do we tap into that overflow? So tonight, we are done with just enough manifesting. I want everybody, and you start letting your field attract bigger possibilities. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, this idea of just enough, I have hit this wall time and time again. And I personally got real sick and tired of this survival mode and this just enough type of manifesting. And I asked my spirit guides very politely and very demurely, y'all, I'm lying, y'all know I don't talk to my spirit guides with politeness. I was screaming and cursing them out and saying, what gives? When do I get to live the good life? When do I get to give all of these things? I know that manifestation works. When is it my turn? I was screaming this out to them. And here's what they said to me. Here's what they told me. And this was almost 2 years ago. They said, Valerie, Every time you come to us with the cup, we fill it up. If you want more, bring a bigger cup. Now, first of all, I love that they used the coffee cup analogy with me because that really resonated. But second, they were right. Energetically, I needed to expand in order to be able to hold more, in order to be able to hold what I was asking for. Where I was at was, I need this for rent. They said, sure, they filled it up. I took that and I went away. There was nothing more because the cup I gave them was only big enough to hold the rent money or only big enough to hold the minimal friendship, the surface level conversations, not those big, deeper things that I had been asking for. So if any of you are in any of those situations that I described, then you have already shown yourself that you actually can manifest. You know you can manifest. And I can hear you energetically, the energy of the crowd, the energy of the circles that I step into, asking for more. You're asking for stability. You're asking for sustainability. You're asking for freedom, relief, ease, more, please, more of this, more of the good stuff. I don't want to have to work so hard just to get by. Some of you are saying, I don't understand why I can't have more. I've done the work, Spirit. I've helped the people. I was nice when I didn't have to be nice. I show up. I meditate. I read all the spiritual books. I come to all the meetings. Spirit, when? When is it my turn? I still don't understand why I'm not manifesting. I hear those cries. I hear that from myself. I heard that from myself as a repeating story quite a bit. And I hear it in all of the groups and the circles and the conversations that I am a part of. Now, all of the work that you have been doing has been leading you to this same message. All of that work was absolutely necessary to clear the way. All of that work was absolutely part of your journey. So you haven't done anything wrong. Nothing has gone wrong. I want you to think of it this way. Imagine yourself standing outside of a coffee shop. Of course, I'm going to give you all a coffee shop analogy. And this is a manifestation coffee shop. And you are standing outside and you got to figure out how to get inside. Now, you did the work. Maybe you manifested. Maybe you aligned your chakras and now you're inside the shop. And that's kind of like us being outside, not even being on our spiritual path, not even really in touch with spirituality. Then we get inside the shop and we're in community and we're talking to other like-minded people. And now we feel like, okay, my feet are firmly on my spiritual path. I'm inside the manifestation coffee shop. But you still got to get yourself up to the ordering counter so that you can place your order. So you got to do some more work. Maybe you do more meditations, or maybe you do some shadow work. You get yourself in that line, you wait your turn, and now you're standing at the counter. And then you look up at that menu. There's so much to choose from on that menu. And the barista tells you that you can have anything you want from the menu. But in this coffee shop, you have to bring your own cup. Now you scan the menu and you decide, I want one of everything. I want that latte full of laughter. I want that frappuccino full of friendship. I want the abundance. I want the money. I want the money. I want the money. I want the car. I want the shoes. I want everything on the menu. All right. And now you're feeling really good. You ordered everything. You reach into your pocket and you pull out a tiny little thimble of a cup and you set it down on that counter and you say, fill her up. And the barista pours as much into that cup as your cup will hold. And before you're even fully stepped away from the counter, you've already taken a sip and gulped down everything that's in that tiny thimble. But now it's not your turn anymore. You got to go back to the line, come all the way through the line, order again, get that tiny little cup filled up. You do this again and again and again. And some of us have been doing it for months, and some of us have been doing it for our entire lifetime. And that just seems to be the pattern that repeats itself. I get just enough to get by, and then I have to come back again and get just enough to get by. So you don't have to do more. You don't have to adjust your order and order less. You do get to have it all. And you don't have to pay extra or slip the barista an extra tip. This is a place where you don't have to pay for anything. You just have to stop showing up with that little tiny thimble. That thimble represents your energetic capacity to receive. So right now we're going to work on expanding that capacity through a visualization and some movement to help really get us integrated in this new energetic expansion. So are y'all ready for the activation that you came here for? All right. So this is a visualization. You do not need to close your eyes. In fact, I don't want you to close your eyes. I want you to go through the motions that I instruct you to go through. So the first thing we're going to do is this is called the Magic Coffee Cup Visualization. I am trying to get the screen so I can see you all while I probably go through this. So give me just a second. Do, 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 do. She plays the theme music. Might not be able to do it. We're going to see. Okay, it's called the Magic Coffee Cup Visualization because this cup that you have during this visualization is going to be expanding simply in response to your thoughts and your energy. So we're going to start here. Right before you, on your desk, in your area, somewhere where you can see it, I want you to imagine that there's a tiny little thimble, a thimble of a coffee cup. Now you have to be real careful not to spill that cup. So I want you to get, just like you're getting ready to do, I don't know, some kind of operation or something. This is a tiny little thing. So lean over where this cup is, where you're visualizing this cup to be. Probably only has like a little bit of a drop of coffee in it. You have to be real careful not to drop that, spill that, not to do anything to be wasteful with it. Put your readers on, your glasses on if you need to. And I want you to get your pincher fingers ready and pick that cup up real careful. Everybody should be picking their cup up and take a little bitty sip out of that cup. Don't spill it. Don't spill it. Okay. Now, there's not enough money. Energy of not enough. So go ahead and put that cup down. You've already sipped it. It's empty. This is what it feels like when you have just a little thimble. Feel how tense your body is as you're trying not to spill that. Are you maybe even shaking just a little bit, worried about spilling your little imaginary thimble of coffee? Y'all should be, because y'all should not be spilling and wasting coffee. So even your posture, you kind of get hunched over, you get real tense, you're really nervous about that little coffee cup. Maybe your jaws are tense. This feeling is your nervous system in survival mode. And many of you are very familiar with that feeling. When your nervous system feels this way, what it's doing is it's reinforcing that belief of, I don't have enough. I never have enough. I never will have enough. So what we're going to do now with this little thimble of a cup, and in this moment, I'm choosing
Valerie, you froze.
Okay. So this thimble represents our nervous system in survival mode. Did you all hear that part? That tense feeling, that stress feeling, that I'm not enough, I'm never going to have enough. Now we're going to let go of that feeling. We're going to say, I honor this and I choose something more. Now the next coffee cup That coffee cup, that thimble is going to grow. It's going to grow into the more that we're choosing. And now I want you to hold it just like a regular sized coffee cup. Just put your hands right here. Now you got a regular sized coffee cup. You can feel the warmth. It's warming up your hands. It's a little bit more space. It's enough to function. Maybe even you feel okay holding this coffee cup for a little while. This is the energy of just enough that we talked about. This is scraping by, getting through, manifesting just the bare minimum miracles. This cup that you have in your hands holds just enough abundance for most of your expenses, but not all of them. It holds just enough health for you to function, but not optimal health. It holds just enough time for you to do what needs to be done, but not enough time, not enough room for you to do all of the fun things and all of the creative projects that you want to do. This is just enough in this cup. Now, maybe you feel a little bit more relaxed in trying to hold that tiny thimble and not spill anything. Maybe you feel like you can sit just a little bit easier. But this area of just having just enough, this is where most people live. It's a cycle of manifesting just in time, just enough, and never quite breaking through. Now, I want you to take this cup, and we're going to bless this cup, and we're going to thank this cup, and we're going to say, I'm thankful for all that I have received in this cup. This is where I am, and I'm making it okay. I've got internet connection to come and join others in spiritual circles. I've got clothes. I've got somewhere with a roof over my head, at least for tonight. I'm grateful for what I have received, but also I am ready to expand. Put that cup down. We're done with that cup. Now, this next cup is much, much bigger. You're going to have to spread your arms wide, wide. This is a huge latte, big, enormous cup. Reach back, spread it wide. Use your chair to support you as you hold this big coffee cup. It's almost laughable how big it is. Feel yourself physically and energetically stretching. Now think about what this cup represents for you personally in your life right now. This cup can hold all of your bills, all of the time you need to do all of the things you need to do and all of the things that you want to do. It's all of the love, it's all of the relationships, it's all of the adventures. This enormous cup is what you have been asking for. So think for a minute, what's in your cup? What is in your cup? And as you think about all of the things that will fit in this enormous cup, the vacations, the new shoes, the coffee dates with friends, the tarot decks, more tarot decks, please. Think about all of those things that will fit in that cup. And what do you feel in your body right now as you think about that? As you think about the idea of having everything you want. Maybe you feel like taking a deep breath. Maybe you feel more relaxed, more at ease, more satisfied, knowing that everything you want is going to fit in that cup. That feeling is your energetic edge. It's not where you normally manifest from. That feeling of ease, that feeling of I'm okay, everything I want is here. This feeling that you're feeling right now, as you really think about what would it feel like to have everything I want in my cup, this feeling is how you retrain your brain and your nervous system to allow that expansion that you've been asking for. It's how we retrain our expansion. It's how we bring the bigger cup energetically so that we can hold all of the things that we've been asking for. Take a deep breath and really feel into what does it feel like when I get everything I want as I visualize all of the things I want going into that cup. You're not working for it. Things are just being poured into that cup. You're not paying for it. Things are just being poured into that cup. You're just arms wide open, receiving everything that you've been asking for. Interesting coming up. Interesting. Interesting. So I see that over in chat. And that's because this is where your energy is, on this cup. And when you think about this, you say, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about holding that much. I don't know how I feel about getting everything I want. I'm used to this. That's where you are working on expanding to. But we're not done yet. Now this cup, this one is about as big as it can get, as big as you can physically hold. It's as big as your ask. Not your ask, your ask, what you've been asking for. It's as big as that. But the universe is infinite. What about all those things that you don't even know that you want yet? What about when we get to that next level and we understand, oh my God, on this level, there's so many opportunities and experiences that I didn't even know existed. Now that level is infinite expansion, infinite receiving. And we want that too. Even if we were uncomfortable with this, we still want that infinite. So for a moment, we're going to imagine and we're going to put ourselves in the infinite receiving mode just so we can see what it feels like. Now, many of us are going to, in our day-to-day life, we're going to focus on getting here. But for just a moment during today's event, I want you to feel that feeling of what infinite feels like. Now, this cup, like I said, it's as big as it can get. We need to expand into the infinite. And for that, your cup, your physical cup, completely disappears. There's no shape, there's no limit, there's no form. We are in infinite. This is just an open field of receiving. You're not holding a cup anymore because you have become the container. You are the receptacle that the universe is going to pour into infinitely. Now, you still got to get ready for this next level, though. So even though we don't have a cup, we still got to get ready to receive what's going to come to us. Now, everybody remember that movie Flashdance? Y'all remember the final dance scene where she's in the chair and she's leaning back and all of that water just comes rushing down over her? Yep, that's the pose I want everybody to strike right now. We done the cups. Now, everybody, get back in your chair. Push your chair back if you need to. Get your leg out. We got to pose real sexy, y'all. Get your leg out. Lean back. Get some drama. Put some drama to it. Maybe pucker up your lips. Feel real sexy. Everybody, I don't see everybody moving. I need everybody. Lay back. Now, this should feel like excitement. This should feel like you are ready to let the universe shower you with abundance. Get ready to be drenched and saturated. Feel that abundance pouring down over you. It's more than you can hold because you don't need to hold it. You don't have to hold it. You just have to receive it, receive it, receive it. It's flowing down over you. It's spilling over. It's abundance on a level that you didn't even know was possible. And ask yourself, what does that feel like if abundance was splashing down on you like that? It should feel like excitement. It might feel a little bit sensual. It might feel kind of tingly as it washes all over you. You should feel open, receiving, receiving, receiving. Give it to me, Spirit. I'm ready. You don't have to do anything except let that energy, that flow wash over you. Now breathe into that feeling of infinite possibilities, infinite abundance. And right here in this pose, if you lost it, strike it again. I want you to say, I'm ready more than ever before. I am ready for the to surprise and delight me beyond my wildest dreams. I am ready. I am ready to receive. All right. All right. I am ready. I am ready to receive. Open and ready. That is the feeling that we activate within ourselves, just on an energetic level, just by thinking about what would that feel like to be in that state of infinite abundance. Now, I want you to bring your hands over your heart. Breathe into that feeling one more time. Let your body memorize, what did that feel like as I imagined abundance just showering down over me? And say to yourself, this is my new normal. This is what full expansion feels like. Just let yourself feel that for a moment. Imagine it as far as you can take your imagination. For some of you, it might be hard because for some of you, maybe you're not used to that level of infinite. So take it as far as your imagination can take you and feel into that and let yourself know this is where I want to operate from. This is my new normal. This is the level I want to manifest from. All right. Okay, so that felt like being in the flow. I love it. Yes. That is our activation. That is our energy activation. But I want to talk to you about it just a little bit more. The next time you are setting intentions for yourself, the next time you are trying to manifest something for yourself, I want you to physically strike that same flash dance pose. What it's doing is it's helping you to rewire your brain, and it's signaling to your nervous system that it is okay. We don't strike that pose when we're in danger. We don't open our arms like that when we are in danger, when we are in survival mode, when we are flight or fight. So when you can strike that pose, you are physically telling your body that it is okay for me to receive. And by that physical gesture, you are rewiring your brain and your energetic state that it is okay for me to manifest from this state of calm, of openness, of abundance, instead of that state with the thimble. So I know it seems silly, but sometimes silliness is just what we need in order to bypass our brain's defensive systems. So I really encourage you to actually try it, not just think about it, but actually when you're in a tight spot, instead of saying, oh my God, what am I going to do? I want you to do this. All right, universe, help me. However you say that, however you put that out there, yes, neuroplasticity, absolutely. Now, speaking about the brain, I want to get just a little bit more neuroscience-y for you, with you for just a minute here, and talk about what's happening when you manifest from scarcity, like we talked about, versus when you manifest from abundance, just to give you a little bit more meat on the bone as far as what we're doing and why we're trying to shift our energetic state. So a scarcity mindset actually triggers the brain's stress response. It narrows your focus and it limits your creativity. It also increases cortisol levels. So your body is functioning literally in a fight or flight state. Can you manifest from that state? Absolutely. We already talked about it. But think about what I just said. When you are fighting for survival, your peripheral vision is gone. You are narrowly focused on what do I need to do to stay alive? What do I need to do to get past this crisis? So all your creativity, all your opportunities, all your inspiration is not available to you when your brain is stuck in scarcity mode, when your brain is stuck in survival mode, when you have increased cortisol. What activates is not those activity centers that give you inspiration. What activates is the other part of your brain. In contrast, when you're in that abundance mindset, it actually activates the reward and motivation centers. It releases dopamine and it fosters optimism, flexible thinking, openness to opportunities. Those blinders come off and you're able to see where abundance and opportunities might come to you, might flow to you. You might have the same exact situation. Rent is due and I don't have the money. Are you going to do it from this one where you can only see maybe two possibilities to get in there? Or are you going to allow yourself to relax so spirit can be like, hey, rent's due. I can give you the money. Here's an opportunity. Here's an opportunity. Here's a creative idea for you to call it in. That's the difference between the scarcity and the abundance mindset. Now, even though I know I'm magical, I don't think everyone is going to walk away from today's event and just overnight become millionaires. However, if you do, remember me, remember the little people. But you and me both have probably been living in this pattern of manifesting from scarcity or manifesting from just enough for a very long time. So our system almost refuses to manifest from any other state, because that's what our brain is telling us to manifest from, and that's what our nervous system is telling us to manifest from. When we try to manifest from another state, our system says, what the hell is going on? That's not how we manifest. So we have to rewire and reset the way we react to our manifestations and the way we react to our abundance. And that takes consistency. There's another thing called interrupting your scarcity loops. And that's one of the things that you're going to need to practice in order to shift. And again, the neuroscience suggests that when stress arises, if you can pause and physically shift your posture and or your breathing, that reactivates the prefrontal cortex, the part where your inspiration and your creativity comes from. And that re-engages your abundance mindset instead of the scarcity mindset. So that's why striking that flash dance pose when you get anxiety about abundance or you get anxiety about manifesting actually works, because you are interrupting your scarcity loop and you're physically shifting your posture and your breathing. And it tells your nervous system that it's okay to do this, and it rewires your brain and says, this is how we manifest now. Forget the other way of manifesting. So once you have interrupted that loop, it really, really helps if you take an aligned action. So you're stressed about bills and you say, oh my God, I remember Valerie says, strike the flash dance pose. So you do it. And you're like, okay, well, physically, I feel better. At least I don't feel stressed. My body's relaxed now. But what am I going to do about that thing that I was stressed about? When you to do, if at all possible, action like getting up and deciding to stretch, or it can be a bigger action like making that phone call to the person who might be able to help you out of the situation or redirect you to some resources. But interrupting is what trains your brain. The next time I'm in this situation, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to calm down. I'm not going to panic. I'm going to calm down. And then I'm going to go this way instead of that way, because I usually go that way. And that way gets me just enough. This way gets me abundance. This way gets me that big cup that spirit can pour everything into. So it's the process of interrupting the loops that we have been living in for a very long time, and then taking aligned action from our new set point once we're able to get ourselves into that new energetic step point. And finally, I want to talk about that coffee shop where we were all standing outside of before. Now, manifestation is a multi-layered concept. Many of you know this. I'm not telling you anything new. It's not just a one-size-fits-all approach. It's not just that I went to the event Valerie had and it solved all of my problems, because you might be in a different position in your manifestation journey. Hopefully, a lot of what I share tonight is going to help you on that journey. But maybe you're still stuck in the line and you aren't even ready to place your order yet. Or maybe you're at the counter and you're looking at the menu and you can't make any sense of what's on the menu, which means you're just what you want. So if you still don't even know what you want, well, how are you going to manifest from that state if you don't even really truly know what it is you're trying to manifest? So you might be at any kind of various stage on your all together, but I want you to take some time to really evaluate where you are on your manifestation journey. And there's a couple of you process that, or container shaped by. What is my current cup shaped by? Is it being shaped by survival, by fear, by doubt, or just simply by history? This is the way I've always done it, so this is the only way I know to do it. And then ask yourself, what would I like my energetic container to be shaped by? For me, I would like it to be shaped by ease and flow. Maybe you have some other words. Maybe you want it shaped by joy or freedom. What would you like it to be shaped by? And then do your best to feel that energy as often as possible when you're manifesting, even when you're not manifesting. If you want that energetic container to be shaped by love, do your best to get in the energy of love. Do your best to get in the energy of joy. Do your best to get in your energy of ease. Because a lot of us think we have to be in the exact energy of abundance to get abundance. Yeah, if you can. But if you can't, you just have to get in the energy of love, of joy, of ease as often as you can, because that still shapes that container, that still expands that container. Okay, so we've talked a lot about manifestation. Thank you all so much. Thank you for being activated. We are going to have a little bit of a Q&A and a little bit of a sharing, especially if you have questions about anything I've shared or just questions about manifestation in general or the neuroscience behind it. But before I do that, I want to talk about, as I just said, everyone is in a different stage in their manifestation. I do have a manifestation reset session, which is a one-on-one session, which is a 60-minute session where we figure out where you are on your manifestation stage. And with Spirit's help, we also will uncover some of the stories that you might have been telling yourself that have caused your energy to be wherever it is. And then we recalibrate that for manifesting your desires. So it's the spirit work in figuring out what's going on. And it's also an energetic activation where we do some real live energy shifting, energy clearing, and energy activation. If that feels interesting to you, you can definitely find that on Tarot, Unicorns, and Coffee under readings, and just look for Readings with Valerie. It's the very first one listed. It's called a Manifestation Reset. All right. That is what I wanted to share. That's what I wanted to activate with you. Thank you all for sticking with me through the bumps in the technology. Hopefully most of that was able to come through. I feel like I'm frozen again. Okay, let me try this again. All right. I was frozen again. I was saying thank you all for sticking with me through the technical difficulties, and then I froze. Does anyone have any questions about manifesting, any shares about maybe what they experienced during today's event? Just go ahead and unmute yourself. We're a small group today.
Yeah, I have a comment. I thought that was really cool. First, like that was fun. That was just a lot of fun. But when we had that really big cup and we got our arms out, I brought my arms in, so I was kind of like holding my cup. And you were like, "What's in your cup?" So I looked down and I was like, "I'm in my cup," because I can see me, you know. And I'm like, "I got this shit." And I really felt good. I felt empowered. And when you were talking about flash dance, I was like, yesterday I was in Austin and with my daughter, and we were walking around and it was raining, but you know, nah, it's not gonna kill us. And I remember how the rain would feel because I take my glasses off in the rain because I just can't see with the lenses, and this soft patter all over my skin was the rain, and I thought that could be like the energy coming down, and just envisioning this beautiful sparkling blue just coming down all over me. So it's really cool. Thank you so much. Yeah.
And that's quite a synchronicity. You had no idea we were going to talk about water splashing down, but you had that experience, so you could instantly tap back into what exactly it felt like. I love that synchronicity. Thank you, Elizabeth. Anybody else? Any questions? Anything going on your personal manifestation path that we can talk about here? Charlie.
So talk about synchronicities. I am faced with a situation where the people that are living with me who have not been able to pay me any rent, with my situation being what it is, I've managed to manifest some money. I've managed to manifest not having to pay mortgage for 6 months on this place. And I've been feeling this like, okay, but now I got to like move out. You know, I've talked about this in so many like Zen Zooms and such, and then none of it's felt right. Like I want to stay here. And so I'm thinking about this in terms of like, you know, I don't want to be somebody that's like putting them out on the street kind of thing. But also, if I got to get rid of the house, I got to get them out of here so I can actually clean it up because, you know, there's 3 dogs in this place and it's ridiculous just trying to keep up. Literally, as I'm thinking about this in terms of like not wanting to put them out, not, like what would I do with overflow? The thought has been, well, it was great to be able to help people out with this space, but also, it's been tough. She calls me. That's the call that I got.
Oh.
And it was all this barrage of drama, negativity kind of stuff, which is just a complete how she is, been dragging me down, complete lack of abundance, complete lack of flow. Everything's always a problem. And it's like, I don't want to feel bad about saying goodbye to some people, but at the same time, I can't have that kind of energy in my home anymore.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I just
And
can't.
think about this too, Charlie, not specific to your situation because I don't know all the details and it feels like you've got a good beat on it. But what you said brought up another idea. Sometimes we don't have our shit in our cup. Sometimes we carry other people's shit and then we don't have room in our energetic capacity for the stuff we need or for the stuff we want. And so, Charlie, it sounds like you're in a situation where you might be identifying that for yourself. But I encourage everybody who's present tonight, like Elizabeth said, look into your cup and ask yourself, is everything that I am making energetic space for mine? Or am I letting stuff that's not even mine fill up my cup, which is in turn cutting me off from some of the abundance that I deserve or some of the abundance that I'm ready to receive? Because I'm busy trying to hold everybody else's abundance. It's not my job to hold or create anybody else's abundance. What's in my cup should be my abundance and my abundance alone. And the most I can do for someone else is to show them how I am holding my abundance, to wish them well, to invite them to read books or come to meetings where abundance is talked about, to not support their lack. When that person comes to me and says, Valerie, I can't afford your services, I'm not going to say, oh, I understand what that feels like. This is a change for me because y'all may have heard me say that in the past if you ever came to me and said that. Now I'm not devaluing the person. I'm saying something along the lines of, I know you're going to get there soon. I know you're going to get there soon. I completely believe in your power to manifest. And if this session isn't right for you right now, I know you're going to manifest something for yourself that is an energetic fit for where you are right now. But I'm not going to speak to lack anymore. If, like you said, Charlie, they're coming to me with all these stories about why they can't pay and why this is going wrong in their life. That's great. I'm not going to cater to that anymore. I know things are going to work out for you. I trust that you're going to find your way. I trust that you're going to find a way to take care of yourself on your own because I can't do it for you anymore, or however that statement looks. Awesome. All right. Any other questions? Any other comments? All right. Great. Well, thank you all so much. Again, my apologies. I wish this event had run a lot smoother. I hope you all were able to hear most of what I presented. And I hope you take away not just the talks, but those actual physical movements, the flash dance pose, the idea of what it felt like to have those things pouring into your cup. Because as often as you can practice that in your imagination, in your visualization, that's really, really going to help your brain to rewire. It's not just so that you can feel good about not having enough money. It's so that you can rewire your brain and also rewire your nervous system so that you can bring that bigger cup so that the universe can pour into it everything that you've been asking for. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you, Valerie. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Elizabeth, for covering.
Thanks, Liz. Bye, Liz. Liz and Lynn. Oh, my gosh.